Today's video is brought to you by the good people over at patriotpost.us. They are an excellent source of news information, op-eds, and all that good stuff. And a link for them will be in the description box. So when you head over there and subscribe, tell them that ABL sent you. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Virginia Second Amendment rally on the grounds of the state capitol in Richmond. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to be there. I did think about going. I was in Charlotte at the Black Sub rally, which was great, and thank you to everybody that came out. I had a fantastic time and a lot of great people, but I wanted to go from there to Virginia, but it just didn't work out for me. But I'm glad that a lot of patriots from all over the country, and especially my Virginia brothers and sisters, were able to be there. As you may know, I'm from Virginia, born in Charleston, West Virginia, ran university, moved shortly thereafter as an infant to Virginia, lived there pretty much all my life. I got family all the way from the far west, like Roanoke, past Roanoke, Richmond, of course, Seven Cities, Hampton Roads, Northern Virginia, and everywhere in between. So I love Virginia, and I'm glad that everyone was out there having a peaceful rally. Now, let's talk about the media right quick. They were trying to spin this all over the networks, talking about, oh, this is a white supremacist rally. This is a Klan rally. This is KKK, this, that, and the third.
Thousands of gun rights activists, white nationalists, militia groups, all swarming the Virginia state capitol.
There are a lot of people nervous about what's going to happen.
Authorities in Richmond are on high alert.
It could be a tense day.
Such polarization, what may happen in Virginia.
Several hate groups, supposedly some white nationalists.
White nationalists.
White nationalist groups.
White supremacists.
White supremacists.
White supremacists. White extremists.
This entire rally stands in opposition to the meaning of this day.
Virginia on the edge.
How concerned are you that there might be some people in this crowd that may want to get violent?
There's certainly a lot of concern here.
Raising fears of a dangerous confrontation.
There could be violence, and there is real concern there.
Nothing of the sort was there. And I have some pictures on the screen before you to bring that point right on home. I think my favorite is the one of the Asian lady that's on the screen before you that says, "Do I look like a white supremacist to you?" And then it's like on a stick of bamboo, and there's a guy right there that has another sign that appears to be in Mandarin with the characters. So that's the kind of energy you were seeing. A lot of black folks were there, armed, you know, guns on them, strapped on them, rifles. People had shotguns, handguns, all that good stuff, okay? This was not a race thing. This is about Second Amendment rights. The Second Amendment is not about race. When it was put into the Constitution, it was not about race or trying to keep anyone separate. It was about trying to keep the nation safe and to protect ourselves away from a tyrannical government. It doesn't matter if the government is filled with blacks, whites, whatever. In this particular case, the ones that are trying to impose the very restrictive laws are mostly white. Ralph Northam, the KKK and blackface governor. You know, that's the funny part. The media are saying that the ones who are coming to protest against the blackface KKK wearing governor are the white supremacists. How does that make any sense? They'll totally ignore the pictures of this man in the Klan robe or blackface, whichever one, from when he was 25 years old, a full-grown man graduating medical school. They'll totally ignore that, but then they'll say those that are coming out to protest against that, against him and against his rules are white supremacists. It doesn't make any sense, but I digress. The whole point is that what the media said about this particular rally was not true. There was no violence. There was no problems. Now, some would say, well, those who are misinformed would say the reason why there were no shootings or any kind of incidents is because there is very tight security. The governor passed a state of emergency, which disallowed any guns on the Capitol grounds. Well, the Capitol grounds is like a square. It's not the entire downtown Richmond, okay? The Capitol grounds, you cannot have any guns inside of a perimeter, which is like right around the square. It's not even that big. Inside of that, you cannot have guns. But outside of it, there were thousands of patriots from Virginia and all over the country, maybe even all over the world, that had their guns on them. And there was no violence, no drama, none of that. It was all peace. And that's what we are all about. Second Amendment, respecting citizens, we're all about peace. There were some people up there talking about violence, but they were quickly shut down by Second Amendment patriots.
Say that again? You want to start the revolution today? Heck yeah. You want to hop those fences and kill that guy? Oh, yeah. He's stirring stuff up.
What did you say that dumb
stuff?
Why would you say something?
You're making a speech about people rising up.
That's so dumb like that. So are you conservative?
I'm libertarian.
You're libertarian? Okay.
So if we
I'm
go
a libertarian, and that is not how we are. Tell me what you think about what this guy's doing.
I think what that guy just said was absurd. We don't believe in going and killing people. This is a peaceful rally. We're here to stand with the people.
I agree, sir. I'm here peacefully.
You said something so extreme.
No, sir.
And that's exactly what the left want.
See, that kind of talk, you know, why don't you hop over the gate and shoot him? We don't tolerate that. We're not about that. So I'm glad that guy was shut down. Let's get back to the media right quick. They still wanted to bring up Charlottesville. That whole thing was way overblown. It was not even what they said, but this was not that. The issue there was a statue of Robert E. Lee, okay? But the issue here is Second Amendment rights. One thing is about a statue being outside or inside, torn down or not torn down, okay? But the second one is about your ability to protect yourself as a citizen. That shouldn't be infringed upon. It's the law. You know, my thing is follow the law, you'll be all good. But when you have laws that are totally being ignored by the government, then what's really going on? Now, like I said, we're not about violence or anything like that. We're about getting you out of office if you're not doing the right thing. Now, Ralph Northam has no chance of becoming the governor next time because in Virginia, you cannot run back-to-back gubernatorial campaigns. You can be the governor twice, but it's rare because you can't run back-to-back, okay? So he has no chance of becoming the governor again. But the next thing we got to focus ourselves on is getting people like him out of office. You cannot become governor again, but you can become attorney general again. The guy in there, Mark Herring, was the attorney general under the previous governor, Terry McAuliffe. Now, what Herring did last time was he tried to revoke Virginia's concealed carry reciprocity agreement with 25 other states. And what that meant was if you have your concealed carry permit, license, whatever you want to call it, from Virginia, that same permit, license, or whatever will be valid in 25 other states and vice versa. So let's say you're from Carolina, South Carolina, North Carolina, or whatever, you have your concealed carry permit, your license, you're able to go from state to state within the reciprocity agreement without having to get an agreement there because all the states recognize that your license to concealed carry is as good as the standards that we have in our particular state, okay? But when he revoked that, it was a way for you to not be able to bring guns into Virginia from somewhere else. And it was to lay the groundwork, in my humble opinion, to have very strict gun laws in Virginia. He's still there. Then you have the previous lieutenant governor, Ralph Northam, becoming the actual governor. So you see what I'm saying? It's like you have a pipeline of people that are just in Virginia not doing the right thing. How can you fight back against it? All you can really do is vote. Shout out to everybody that came from Northern Virginia that was in favor of supporting Virginia's right to bear arms, because that's really the battleground, in my humble opinion, not literally as far as people shooting each other, but figuratively, or maybe even literally when talking about politics, okay? People need to get pushed out of politics from that particular area because that's where a lot of these things are happening. DC is right there. A lot of liberal lefty people are right there. They're pretty much doing the bid of the Democratic Party from the federal level on the state level, okay? So people in Northern Virginia and then some of the city areas all throughout Virginia, Norfolk, Richmond, maybe even a little bit of Roanoke, you got to get them out and get some of the more conservative policies in. And I'm going to give a big shout out to all the law enforcement officials that came to the rally in support of Virginia's Second Amendment rights, like my man right here from a county way out far west.
Or city or Commonwealth still be.
If the bills go through as proposed, they will not be enforced. They're unconstitutional. We swore to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Virginia, and that's what we'll do. Outstanding. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This man from Grayson County, which is right North Carolina, Tennessee border, way out far West Virginia. These are the kind of individuals that are going to secure your right to be able to bear your arms. Okay, Terry McAuliffe is almost like when you look at Virginia, you have the cities and the counties and the towns or whatever. It's almost like looking at it as its own country. Okay, we don't like federal overreach when it comes from DC, the same as Virginians don't like the state government overreaching from Richmond into their small county or even their big city. We want the individual cities to have laws that work for the individual cities. And beyond that, we want the law that we all agree on as American citizens to be the law wherever you are. Okay, it's one thing to have federal overreach. It's one thing to have federal law that we all agree on. Nobody's trying to amend the Constitution as it stands right now. There were amendments before, and it all made sense on a national level to do so. But what does not make sense is to amend the right to bear arms. That's not really what it's going to be. So once again, I want to thank everybody for coming out to Virginia. It was peaceful. Do not allow the media to tell you anything otherwise. It was not about race. It was not about religion, sexual orientation, none of that. If you're an American and you like your rights given to you by God, really, but protected by the government, you should make the government protect your rights. If they don't want to protect your rights, if they want to take your rights away, now they got to go through peaceful and legitimate means. We're not a banana republic. We're not at the point where people are starving on the streets. That's not what's going on. But regardless of what, our Second Amendment rights are going to be there. So in case we ever do get there to the point where people are starving and the government has become totally tyrannical, we're able to defend ourselves. If there is no Second Amendment there, the government is able to do whatever they want to you. They're able to take your life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, whatever they want, because how are you going to defend yourself with no means to do so? But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Were you at the rally in Virginia? How was it to you? I know it was cold out there, but I saw a lot of brotherhood there, and I really wish I could be there. But from what I saw, I was really, really impressed. You guys did a fantastic job representing us as American citizens. It don't matter what color you are. You could be black, white, Puerto Rican, Candy Stripe, from Mars, whatever it is. You're an American. You're a citizen. That's all that really matters. I don't care about anything else. But did I get something wrong here? Is there anything that I missed? Do you think that this rally was a white supremacist rally or a Klan rally? Tell that to all the black folks that were there with the fish raised up, all black on and everything, regular everyday people, blacks, whites, Asians, Hispanics, everybody just being together as one American people. Tell that to them and then see what they say. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.